Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to share you two strategies that I use to reduce my fear of judgment. But first, I also want to share a story of something I did recently that I'm not particularly proud of. A couple of weeks ago, I was walking along the beach with my wife when we decided to sit down to have a coconut and watch the sunset. But just as I sat down, I noticed this girl a couple of meters away from me get up and start taking loads of selfies. She was doing the whole pouting thing, she was taking all the different angles. And because the sunset kept getting nicer and nicer, she kept getting up and taking more pictures. And she did this, like, I'm not even kidding, but for about an hour nonstop. And what I did next, I'm not particularly proud of, but I 100% judged her. I judged her for being self absorbed. I judged her for being vain. I even judged her for being addicted to social media, even though I didn't even know her. So I don't even know if she had social media. But I 100% judged her. And whenever I catch myself judging someone in this way, I like to always remind myself of this quote by Brene Brown, who says, we tend to judge in the areas where we're the most susceptible to shame. And so, whenever you judge someone, you might as well ask yourself, what's the insecurity? And when I'm being 100% honest with myself, part of me also knows that whenever I judge someone, there's something that they have that I'm slightly jealous of. And so, in this situation, for me, when I ask myself this question, what's the insecurity and what am I maybe jealous of? Well, I realized that my insecurity was around seeking other people's approval. My insecurity was around caring so much about what people think of me. And part of me was slightly jealous of her ability to just walk around and not care as much as I would do. Maybe part of me is also insecure about my addiction to social media. So by judging her, I was actually just flushing out my own insecurities. But why am I sharing this with you? How does this help you reduce your fear of being judged by others? Well, because understanding this is actually at the core of the two strategies that I'm going to share with you in a bit. So let's get right into it. And so strategy number one is investigating your own judgment. Because your fear of being judged by others will actually be directly related to how much you judge others yourself, and more specifically, the way in which you judge others. So, next time you find yourself judging, start being really curious, start investigating, and start with this question by Brene Brown: what's the insecurity? You can also ask yourself, what am I maybe jealous of? For example, if you find yourself judging someone for being overweight, is there a part of you that's maybe jealous of their ability to eat what they want? Are you maybe insecure about your own body image? If you find yourself judging someone for being a terrible boss, is there maybe a part of you that's jealous of their ability to be more assertive and to be ruthless? And maybe you have an insecurity around what people think of you. And so this is not about shaming yourself or feeling guilty about judging others, which is actually very natural. It's just that when you investigate on where you judge, it can be a real gold mine for self awareness. Because one, you get to work on your own insecurities. And the more you work on your own insecurities, the less you'll be worried about other people's judgment. But also, it changes the relationship that you have with judgment. Because if every time you judge someone, you ask yourself, oh, what's the insecurity here? Or what am I insecure about? Well, then whenever someone else judges you, you'll just be like, oh, I wonder what they're insecure about. And suddenly it will just become a lot less scary. So if you start being very rigorous and investigating every time you judge others and constantly going back to what's the insecurity, well, then your fear of judgment is going to dissipate. And so I've really experienced this myself because I'm still human, so I still judge people from time to time, and it happens in my head, and it's not because I have the thought that it's necessarily true, but it happens. And so then, but because I'm every time I ask myself, oh, what's the insecurity here? Well, I've completely changed my relationship to judgment as a concept. And so it means that I'm just way less afraid of people judging me just because I know what it actually means. Strategy number two is reminding yourself that you're not that special. I know this might be a hard pill to swallow, but you are not the center of the universe. And that's a good thing because it means that people aren't thinking about you all the time. And even if they are thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves in relation to you, or they're thinking about you in relation to how you make them feel, or how you make them insecure. You know, for example, with me, like I thought, yeah, I'm judging this girl on the beach, but actually I'm not thinking about her. I'm not making her the center of the universe. I'm making myself the center of the universe because I am relating her to my own insecurities and something that I'm jealous of. So by continuously reminding yourself that you're not the center of the universe, and people are actually not thinking about you all the time, well, it really reduces this fear of people judging you because you realize that it's never about you. When you truly accept this, then why would you be afraid of anyone judging you? Because you would know that all it means is that they're insecure about something or they're jealous of you. So, quick recap on the two strategies that we've just covered. So, one, investigate your judgment. Start changing the way you judge others, and your fear of being judged by others will completely change. Two, remind yourself that you're not that special. You're not the center of the universe. And if anyone is judging you, it means way less about you and a lot more about them. And if you keep using these two strategies, then I promise you that you will drastically reduce your fear of being judged by others and finally be able to live up to your true potential and what you know that you're capable of. Anyways, I really hope that you found this video useful. And if you'd like to dive deeper into this work and look at increasing your self-esteem or your self-confidence, well, I've created a free 2-minute self-confidence test that you can take down below. I'll leave it in the notes, but if not, no worries at all. I hope you have an amazing day, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Sending you loads of love from Perth, where I am for this weekend. I went to Australia for the weekend, never thought I'd ever get to say that. But yeah, wishing you the best day. Much love.